this lesson, definitely I would love to know if you are watching it live or if you are catching the replay. So definitely post that when you join in. So let's get started. So I think this is the first or second time that I've gone live in this group. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to do a quick intro for anybody that is not familiar with me. My name is Terry. I am a Yorkie mom first. I am Team Gryffindor. So if there's anybody, Harry Potter fan, let me know what house you're in. Okay. And I am half Korean, half Black. I love anything Korean food. I love anything Southern food. So I feel like I get the best of both worlds. I just honestly just really love to eat. And I used to be a former blogger. When I was a vegan for like 3 or 5 years, I had a vegan food blog. I've had over 13 years in digital marketing. I graduated from Cal State Northridge with a marketing degree. And I've had multiple 7-figure businesses. I used to have an Instagram influencer app and an Instagram growth app, something similar to Instagram. So I am very familiar with systems, funnels, automation, software, growth, and things like that. And I've helped grow millions of followers for clients all over the world since 2015. So that might sound like, yes, this is a great, fun, beautiful story. But that wasn't the case when I got started. When I started my very first business, I was 80 grand in debt. And I had shark loans that were over 134% interest rate. So I needed a way to make money without spending any money because I didn't have any money. And that's when I found Instagram and started to use Instagram as a tool, not just looking at it as a social media platform, but a tool to not only get traffic, build brand awareness, build a community, you have a place to market and sell. You can do so many things on one platform, right? Like you can't really do that with SEO and, blogging and stuff like that. So when I used Instagram as a tool to grow my business, I was able to get myself out of debt and, finally start to actually, not be in a situation where I was like, wow, Terry, like, how did you get yourself here? So yes, my story definitely, when you look at the stats of success, look great, but it definitely came from, the struggle. I was at rock bottom, and not only was I at rock bottom, I was being dragged across rock bottom. So I definitely fought my way to success and got out of my own way to get to where I am today. So let's get into this training. I'm going to try to keep it 30 minutes because I think that's what the limit is. But, since if anyone's catching the replay, I'll just kind of give you like the full sauce. Now, when you are watching this training, I definitely, would say comment, respond, ask questions, because if you're committing the time to learn something, then this information is for you. And the more you participate and the more you engage and actually take part in the training, then you will be able to learn the information more, because this training is for you. It's not for me. I already know the stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to go over today is the top 3 engagement mistakes that businesses are making, probably you're making, that cost you the sale. Because yes, you may have content and yes, you may have followers, but if you don't have anyone seeing your content and you don't have anybody, actually engaging with it, then it's going to prevent you from actually going to the next step, which is making the sale, right? So I'm going to teach you how to learn how to make the Instagram algorithm work for you and not against you. Okay. So today we are committing to stop blaming the algorithm. It is not the algorithm. It's just you needing to learn what the algorithm wants, putting that into place, and then making it work. Okay. So let's get into it. Okay, next slide. So why is engagement important? I always like to teach you why something is important and what it is, so that it's not like you're just being told what to do, right? Or how to do something. You actually understand why. This is going to help you feel more empowered. Okay. And also, just side note, my camera is broken, so I don't usually turn on my camera on my phone. So if you're part of like my Facebook group or any other community, I go live on my phone so you can actually see me. But when I'm teaching something too, I like to actually have a presentation so that, I can cover the multiple learning styles. So if someone's visual, right, they actually want to see something. If someone's, auditory, then of course they can hear it. And then if someone's like a kinesthetic learner, they want to actually see something, hear something, and then actually take notes and write it down. So that's kind of why I do my trainings this way. Okay. So basically, why is Instagram engagement important? Engagement is important because if you're not able to keep your followers engaged on the platform, Instagram places your content as a lower priority. Not like necessarily shadow banning you, but it's like if someone's following 1,000 or let's say 500 people, but they're following you, but your content isn't necessarily resonating with them, then what purpose does Instagram have to show your content first above the other people that they are following you? Okay, so it's not a shadow ban, it's just prioritizing what keeps people on the platform longer. That's what Instagram focuses on, because Instagram wants their advertisers to make the big bucks. Okay, that's what Instagram is for now. That's the truth of it. And if you're not keeping people engaged, then what reason do they have to send you that free organic traffic? Okay, so Instagram favors you when you keep your followers engaged, AKA your content gets seen, which leads to sales. All right, so what actually counts as engagement? All right, so when you actually learn to what the algorithm wants, excuse me, then you can actually create strategies that hit all of those checkpoints. Sorry, I just cracked my neck. I hope that wasn't like ASMR because I like have my big mic on. That was so gross. But because if you're already going to do stuff on Instagram, why not just do the right things and get, reap the benefits, right? Reap more rewards. So what counts as engagement? Your feed, which is the stuff that goes on your main timeline. So feed posts and stories. So you can now like on stories. So likes, of course, comments, saves. They love saves and they definitely love shares. Okay. Shares is definitely how your content actually gets seen so you can grow. And that's whether they share your story or share your feed post. Story, lives, reels, and video views. So all the views for each one of those features. Product saves, if you have a business and you use Instagram shopping, right? Because then they'll recommend your product. If a lot of people save it, they'll serve it up and recommend your product in the shopping feed. DMs, that definitely counts. That's a really huge thing for Instagram because it shows that you're actually building relationships and having genuine communication. And guess what? Just like you would text someone on your phone, you're DMing them. And then now it's like people come back because they're like, I got to get that response of the DM conversation I'm having, which means you keep people on the platform longer. Okay. And then how long they spend on your actual post and in your story. Do they complete the story? Do they go back? So these are some of the metrics that Instagram is tracking right now. Hey, girl. So let's talk about the biggest mistakes that you want to avoid. Okay. Oh my gracious. All right. So the 3 biggest mistakes that I talked about, that I'm talking about, that's why you're here, is to learn the 3 biggest mistakes that's costing you the sale. Is number 1, doing engagement or comment pods or buying engagement. It's okay to do engagement and comment pods when you're just getting started, but it's not necessarily sustainable. And sometimes Instagram gets smart and notices that every time you post, you get the same, like, because sometimes it's not even different. It's just like the same comments and engagement from the same people. They notice that. You never also want to buy engagement and buy those fake likes, because if you get to a place where you have to solely rely on those fake likes because Instagram sees that you're unable to actually generate real engagement, it's going to hurt your profile and it's going to be very difficult to actually revive your profile. So don't pay for engagement. Also, it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't translate into sales. It's not even real people that actually care. It's just a quote unquote look. So what does a false vanity look get you? Nothing. So don't do it. Okay. Hey, Diane, I was just thinking about you because I was about to get some banana milk to drink before I started this, but I didn't have time. Another thing that's a mistake is not asking for engagement. So either you have to have really great messaging and copywriting skills and content that naturally elicits engagement, or you have to ask for it. Like, we don't like to be told what to do, but we like to be told what to do, right? We want guidance, but we want to feel like we are the reason that we chose to make that engagement. So always ask for the engagement, ask for a like, ask for a comment, ask what your thoughts are, ask to chat, ask for them to say, ask for them to share it, tag a friend, simply ask. Okay. Because if your content doesn't naturally elicit that behavior of engagement, then you ask for it. Okay. And then the last most important mistake is the myth that you have to comment on a bunch of pages in order to grow your engagement. So that is a strategy. And it definitely does work where they say, right before your post, go and comment on 15 hashtags, 15 of your followers' comments, or, not even 15, it could just be like 50, whatever. But go and comment on your followers, go and comment on like the competitors of your competitors' followers, like the people that follow them. And go and comment, on some things on the explore page, just, and then leave a genuine comment just to get, someone to come back to your page and like. It does work. But who the heck wants to do that every single time they post? And also, it's like volume, right? And think about volume and conversion rate. So it's like if you do that to like 150 people before you post, what's the percentage of them that's actually going to come back and like your page? So if you have to keep up that pace just to maintain your engagement, it's exhausting. It's not fun. It feels like you're chasing engagement. But again, it's a strategy that does work. But personally, I like to do things that fit my personality, that I also feel like it's a good use of time. So it's just not something I'm going to do. So the most important thing is like, now that you know what the mistakes are, how do we actually fix them? Okay. Because I don't want to leave this loop open for you. I want to close it. I want to help you actually fix them. So stop doing the mistakes I just talked about. That's going to cost you the sale. First thing that you want to do, there's 4 key things. This is going to keep your engagement on autopilot to the best of like the most authentic autopilot so that you have real steady engagement. And it's also going to give you your time back. Okay. Like you don't have time to be doing all this stuff like just to get engagement. And you also don't have time to pay your teammate to do that because they could be doing something better as well. It gives everybody their time back so that you can actually focus on the things that matter and you can actually focus on building genuine relationships. One thing about me too, I love my time. Time is the most important thing for me. So I always like to do things that give me my time back. And I also like to teach others how to get their time back as well. So the first thing is that you're going to create strategies that check off the things the algorithm wants from you. So if they want you to have saves, if they want you to have shares, if they want you to have story engagement, if they want you to have, carousels, they want you to post reels and that actually get engagement. Understand the algorithm and then go create a strategy that checks multiple boxes off at one time. Because like I said before, you're already going to do something. So why not actually do it the right way and then get multiple benefits from it? So first thing that you can do to actually achieve this is using insights to create and repurpose the viral content that you have made. So if you go back, and a lot of people don't optimize their content, and it's such a simple strategy that's going to just make your time so much better because you're going to make more content. But why make more content blindly? Then instead go back over your last 30 days, your 90 days, 60 days, whatever, and go and see what content did the best, what content got you followers, what content got you saves, shares, engagement. And then when you make new content, make content is similar to those things, right? And also repurpose. Like you have 6 months worth of content, I can guarantee you that some new follower that you hasn't gone back 6 months and seen like your viral content from 6 months ago. So repurpose it, save yourself time. Okay. And if you want to be creative and come up with new things that you want to test, of course, use your insights to guide your decisions. Okay. Data, numbers are key in making intentional decisions and leaving out the guesswork and giving you back that confidence and predictability. Another thing is, and I'll show you some examples of this stuff too, multi call to actions in your captions and content. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And then grow and engage at the same time. That's very important because when people grow really quickly, their engagement actually decreases because you are just following someone new. You haven't necessarily established an algorithm relationship with them. So Instagram just kind of naturally serves you up at the bottom of like their content feed, especially now with the new feeds, right, that people can choose. So you want to have your growth strategy and your engagement strategy going at the same time so that Instagram will see, wow, they've got a new follower, but also that new follower is already engaging with them. So next time that they post, I'm going to make sure to serve it up. Okay, so I'll show you again some examples of this. The last 3 things is creating customer creating content focused on the customer at least 3 times a week. Some of your content is just designed to elicit engagement. I know a lot of you in Facebook groups know that. Like the point is you can obviously learn about your customer too. There's multiple benefits, but you want to just sometimes do engagement posts because you want to, show the algorithm you can keep people on the platform. So guess what? When you actually make your sales posts or your other posts, they're going to be more likely to serve it up. So you want to have that consistency of at least doing 3 times a week where you're just simply focused on customer focused content. And I'll show you what that means. It's not enough to just have like engagement based content. We want to psychologically elicit behavior. So we want customer focused content. The next thing is using automation to get the conversation started. I like to use things like ManyChat. I think there's like something Squirrel or something like that to help with like conversation guiding, so that simple things that I don't necessarily have to do, I let automation do that for me in an authentic way, so that again, I have more time doing the real, relationship building stuff. Okay. And then the last thing is my little secret hack I discovered like a year or two ago. And it's using $1 Facebook ads to boost my most popular post. That definitely keeps my engagement on autopilot. And it also, as a byproduct, grows new followers because it puts my content in front of targeted followers using the Facebook ads. And it is amazing. All right. So again, I'm going to try to keep this as tight as I possibly can, but I just really want to make sure that you can walk away with some action. So I'm just going to kind of go through some of these really quickly. So Instagram growth methods. Remember, you want to pair your growth with your engagement. Okay. So right now, there's not a lot of really authentic ways to grow. And these are like my top 8. Using influencers, but again, that's going to cost you money. And you got to have a strategy. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have your foundation set up. Using shout outs, which basically is a little bit different than influencers. Influencers kind of work as like brand ambassadors. Shout outs are like pages that are, theme pages where you can pay for a post. So it's kind of same mindset, but, different application. You can do giveaways, co-branded giveaways with other like-minded businesses so that you can leverage each other's audiences. That's amazing. Do it correctly. Reels are an amazing way to grow, whether you are using the viral reel strategy or you are creating your own reels. We already know how many people that are blowing up from using reels. Collaboration posts is the new thing. That's another way to leverage someone else's audience and grow quickly. Facebook groups, my personal favorite way to grow, because you don't need any content. You don't need any skills. You just have to know your target audience and make sure your Instagram foundation is set. And it literally is like post your promotion script and like you will grow. It's the easiest way to grow, but oftentimes overlooked. Honestly, a lot of us, and it's a human thing, we tend to look over the things that are the easiest because we feel like it's too good to be true. That too good to be true mindset will definitely hold you back. Okay. If you look at it and you look at the principles, the strategy, and the structure of the system, it's probably not too good to be true. It's just that we like to make things harder because we feel like we have to earn it and work for it. Not true. Facebook group growth, amazing way. Other things, paid ads, again, going to cost you money, going to have strategy, and then viral content, using content that has the principles of virality in order to grow. And again, that takes strategy and skill set and lots of testing. So definitely top favorite Facebook group. So while you are doing that, you want to then have the engagement strategies in place that I'm going to be talking about. Okay. So I just want to touch on quickly growth. So I just want to show you also the power of viral reels, because right now Instagram is rewarding anybody that does reels. But I know a lot of us feel like there's that massive learning curve of how do I actually make reels? To be honest with you, I don't have the time for reels. And I just don't really care for them in that way. So if you want to learn how to go do reels, there's amazing people out there that teach you how to actually create your own reels. I use the viral reel effect. Basically, another way you can do it actually is testing viral sounds. I did, pair a viral sound with like a video, but honestly, it was like really hard to even do that. I did get that to trend because it was a viral sound, but really I can't. So the viral reel strategy basically is amazing because it does engagement, it does growth, it does brand awareness, it does reach, it does it all at the same time. That's why I say, like, do one thing, get multiple benefits. So what you do is you find reels that are a good fit for your content strategy and your ideal audience. You don't just use a reel just because it's viral and it's trending. You have to make sure it slides into your original content strategy. That's very key, because then you will grow the wrong audience and then you'll have to be in a place where you're like, well, I can't sell. And it's like, okay, well, like, are you paying attention to what you're doing? So Real or virality just means that you have the content that you post is at least 3 to 10x more than your average engagement. Viral doesn't mean a million views, a billion views. It just means that if you're normally used to getting 100 likes and you get now 300 or 1,000, that's viral. Okay. So using this strategy led to massive exposure. Like literally at this point, I think I've reached over 600,000 accounts, over 700,000 impressions, and people pay for that. People go to Facebook ads to pay for reach and impression campaigns, and you can literally do it for free if you do it correctly with with using targeted content to then pull your ideal audience. And not to mention, this is another reason why I feel I can hit 10K months with this Instagram, because I've literally just pretty much started this whole business in January with my beta course. And because my content is for my ideal audience, when I use the viral reel strategy, I can attract them in masses. And then guess what? They're going to go look at my content. And because it resonates with them, because of how I pulled them in with the viral reels, they're a piece of the pie for actually now converting that traffic. Okay. So you can also do this to revive a dead page. If you're like, man, I just have not posted in months and months and months, and I just want to kickstart my page, but you have that because you're like, well, I don't want to post and it's going to get like no engagement. The viral reels will fix that. Okay. So I tested it on a client's page. They had not, at the time that I tested it, it was in January. They hadn't posted since August of 2021. They still had good engagement because I did leave the dollar engagement ad strategy running for them, but everything was down. You can see like 900 accounts reached, 165 accounts engaged. Followers were slowly dropping off. And then I tested the strategy on January 14th of this year, and literally in 4 days, instant page revival, like instant. We went from over 3,000% increase. Okay. Like you just cannot get that right now, because do the things that Instagram wants you to do, understand it, and create a strategy that's going to give you those benefits. We 112 from 900 to 112 K accounts reached, 165 to 7,600 accounts engaged, and then it started to grow followers. And we did this at a time where they wanted to introduce a new product or a new course that they have. And guess what happens? Because that page gets revived, it doesn't just spread it to the explore page, the hashtag page, and all those things. It also increases the ability of your content to be seen by the people that actually follow you, which then at that point, we could drip in their sales content and make sales. Okay. So that's why really understanding what you're doing and having a strategy is really key. And last thing on viral reels, because I just really, and forgive me if I go over time, because I really just want to share this with you, because I'm just telling you, this is so powerful. Okay. And I don't want people to miss the opportunity of Instagram giving you free reach. So this is one of my other students, Pretty Elevated Vibes, around January 20th this year. She had around 1,200 followers. In February, she began using the viral reel strategy. And from February 1st to March 17th, she went from 1,000 followers to over 6,000 followers. So almost 5,000 followers in 40 days. Using the same viral reel strategy. So if you go to her page and look at her reels feed, you can see how like the massive views she gets on her reels. Now she's doing over 5,000 a week. Okay. So from March 17th to literally a few days ago, she went from 6.4K to 14.5K, and she can't stop growing. Literally, she's, I think, at 18,000 now within like 2 days. She's now literally growing like 1,500 to almost 3,000 followers a day. Okay. So like this stats is old. I just literally made these stats a few days ago, and now it's going even more crazy. And she has reached over 4.5 million accounts and 6.9 million impressions. And now she's going to begin monetizing that. So definitely follow her and stay tuned so that you can see how she actually monetizes and captures all of that traffic. So those are the ways that you can grow right now exponentially. Viral reels and Facebook groups. And you don't even have to create the reels. Like it doesn't get any easier than that. If you want an easy, quick fix, this is it. You're still going to have to put in the work, but at least you don't have to know strategy. At least you don't have to know marketing. At least you don't have to be a graphic designer. And key tip with viral reels, always credit and always ask. There are some reels that say do not share. There's other reels that like totally don't care. They just want you to credit and tag them. That's it. Never steal someone's stuff as if it were your own. But that's the point of what we use social media for. We want our content to be shared. We want our content to be seen, but we want also to be credited for our work. So let me just drink some water because I'm so hungry and my stomach is going to growl. So engage with your new followers. So as you're using some of these growth strategies, you want to make sure you're engaging with your followers. And one thing I like to do, especially while I'm growing, is I like to put up engagement stories. So anything that has the interactive stickers. Because one thing that someone does when they follow you is one of the first things they do after checking out your bio and making sure your content is like relevant is they'll check out your story. So if you have a relevant story with something interactive, then they'll more than likely engage. You're psychologically increasing the behavior that elicits people to take action. So what happens then? The algorithm says, oh, wow, they're growing followers. Okay, the new follower comes in. The new follower watches their story, which is an engagement metric. They interact with their story. And usually I like to do these poll series where you ask a series of questions so that they, again, people love closing loops. So they want to get to the end of the series and, answer all the questions. That counts for Instagram because it shows that they've watched more than one slide. So Instagram is going to serve your content up to this new follower and more. But do you see how this strategy checks off so many things the algorithm wants? You're going to do this anyways, but why not do it intentionally? Okay. So that's one thing. Another thing is that if you want to actually now grow your audience and grow your email list and make money and increase your site traffic, you can take this strategy up just a little notch. So again, you have a new follower, then they watch your story, but this time your story is a lead magnet. Okay, something that they actually want. Okay, and so they opt into this lead magnet, right? So they interact with the story, and if they may or may not watch an additional slide. But now what happens is that you're sending them. So this part is not necessarily automated, but you're sending them the lead magnet in the DM. So Instagram is like, oh wow, they actually now have a real conversation in the DM. So again, you're checking off massive lists. But then what happens? You have the right script, you have the right messaging, you have the right lead magnet. So then someone clicks the link. Guess what? Now you get a website visitor. Now you can pixel your traffic, right? So now you get site traffic that you can pixel. And then guess what? You send them, they opt into the lead magnet. You've now collected an email. And if you are smart, you usually have a break-even offer in between your opt-in and your thank you page. And it's generally a tiny offer that's related to your lead magnet. And then you have the potential for sales. And then they go and they, get the lead magnet. So do you see how crazy it is when you just actually think through what it is that you want to do and actually put a strategy that does it all in one fell swoop? It's amazing. This is how you also get paid to grow your email list instead of having a bunch of freebie hoarders and trying to then use your email list to make a sale. Okay. So customer focused content. This is something you want to do, like I mentioned, 3 times a week for the sake of just keeping the algorithm happy. Customer focused content is different than traditional engagement content like quotes and memes and things like that because it is about your customer. People love talking about themselves. Remember, we like eliciting behavior naturally. We like to actually plant the seeds for sales psychology or just honestly human psychology to say, hey, we know people like talking about themselves. So actually let me make an engagement post where they can do just that versus like, tag a friend if you like this quote or, if this thing inspires you. Like that's all fine and dandy, but this is more powerful, especially something like this. TME Blends. She's actually my really good friend. Her name is Adia and she's having her own baby. But she is the owner of an amazing, massive company. And brilliant. Are you, around Mother's Day, are you a boy mom? Are you a girl mom or both? 1,800 comments. Because guess what? Moms definitely love to talk about, what they are, their babies, their kids. We're not really strangers. Amazing. Very simple. If you're not following this brand, I highly suggest following this brand and I highly suggest getting in their email list. I follow them because the inspiration is so crazy and so creative. So how do the holidays leave you feeling in one word? This is amazing because this also is their product. It's an also great piece of content. Simple, grateful. How about you, right? 4,400 comments. They get to talk about themselves. What's the best soup, right? Like this was hard for me because I was like, oh my gosh, I love lobster bisque and I love broccoli and cheddar. Geez Louise. And it's just like, but I want to share my opinion, obviously. So guess what? Customer focused. This last one is similar to the previous lead magnet. So it was just a little meme for a lead magnet that had the same script as the one, like, hey, we made 8K in 30 days using our content strategy. Who wants it? So again, this is customer focused. This is something that they want. So 284 comments, that's 284 potential leads to your email list. Okay. So customer focused content 3 times a week. Authentic engagement. What do I mean by this? So in my content, I post a lot of lead magnets. So I try to give you a little tiny snippet of, how to break it down, appropriate my content for Instagram, give you some advice. But then if you want to take it a step further and kind of get into the bigger piece of it, then I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Comment content to grab my free content strategy that has over 500 plus ideas. Okay. So then what happens? People are like, content. And then you see here, it says, we'll send DM shortly with some info. And then it sends in the DM, say, hey, saw you left a comment, wanting to grab my free strategy. Simply click here. If you have any questions, let me know. That's all automated, because some of these posts get hundreds of comments. Who has the time to then go and, comment on every single one? Here you go. Then also send the DM. We don't have time for that. So this is authentic automation. And then guess what? If they do have questions and you answer them, that's you coming in as a real person doing that. But instead of having to do this tiny sort of tedious task, you can automate it. And then what I meant by double call to actions is that actually in this carousel, at the end of the carousel, the same call to action that I have for them to grab the content kit, I put it in the carousel, because again, I'm reinforcing behavior and I'm reinforcing that psychological aspect of, getting them to laying the groundwork for them to take action. Okay. So the last thing, how to put your engagement on autopilot for less than $1 a day. Okay. So the biggest mistake I see people make is they tap this, boost promo button from the Instagram app. If you do this, I'm telling you right now, you might as well just give Instagram access to your bank account, because you are throwing away money. And if you're a small business or just getting started, you don't have money to throw away. Okay. So what do you actually do? Simply just open up a Facebook ads manager account and, learn how to use that versus just pressing that boost post button. Okay. So let's do a comparison. If I were to press that boost post button, all right, I would have spent $6 over 6 days for the entire audience, which is just one audience, right? I could only do it for the max 30 days. I don't have the ability to have multiple audience. And they're basically telling me I may reach 500 to 1,300 people. Okay. That's like nothing. Versus if I boost that same exact post inside of the Facebook ads manager, I can spend a day per segmented audiences. So I can have multiple audiences if I wanted to, but I just use one. So I'm spending $1 a day, and I am doing a continuous campaign. So this can run for however long I want it to. And here are my results, $5.55. Okay. Over 18 days. So you're telling me you're going to spend $6 for 6 days and reach 500 to 1,300 accounts versus $6 in 18 days, basically 30 cents a day. Your cost per result is a fraction of a penny, and your actual reach of 27,000 accounts, right? And that boosted up their engagement at the time to 17% using this strategy. That's a no-brainer. All right. So do it in the Facebook ads, not on that boosted post. Okay. So that's it. That is it for this training. Okay. So using my strategies that I have created, which basically is just me taking the Instagram algorithm and, learning what they want, knowing what I want, what results I'm looking for, and using that to check mark, create strategies that check all those marks on the list. So it's going to help you make sure your base engagement is on autopilot or with minimal effort. That way, when you do engage, it's not because you have to, it's because you can and you want to. Okay. Now you get to engage to build relationships and connections through genuine communication, not with the hopes of just getting, a like or a comment back. All right. So I just want to talk to you, if you have just a few minutes to just share with you how we can take this to the next step. My major key to success is to collapse time by learning from someone who has already done what you want to do, because it's going to cost you more time and money to figure it out on your own. All right. Because when you are starting a business, you need to learn how to make a lot of money quickly versus a lot of money over a longer period of time. All right. Because you need to be able to be actionable in your business. 10K in 1 month is way more powerful than 10K in 5 months. 10K in 5 months is $2,000 a month. What can you do with that versus 10K in 1 month and have continuous 10K months? Okay. Because time is more important than money. Time is not money. You can always get your money back if you lose it, but you can never get your time back. So that's why I want to share with you my program, Followers to Sales. It does exactly what it's called. Turn your followers into paying customers. It is not an Instagram course. It is a business system. Okay, so you're going to get the exact step-by-step strategy to create your own customer attraction system and leverage the power of organic and paid social media to attract ready-to-buy, pay-in-full customers. Okay, when I started this page, my Instagram page for the business in January, I literally only had like 100 followers, and I had 2 people sign up for my course at the price that it was at the time, pay in full, no questions asked. Okay. So Followers to Sales is perfect for you if you are a service-based business, a coach, an online course, e-commerce product, influencers, and more. It doesn't really matter because I teach business principles and strategies, and then I teach you how to apply it to your own individual business. So you can be just getting started, which is perfect because if you don't know where to start, at least you have a roadmap that's going to, get you what you need. And then if you have an existing business, but you're stuck or you feel like you can't make daily and consistent sales, this is definitely for you. So if you want blueprints for strategies that actually work to help you grow your audience, generate leads, leads are so important because you always want to get your audience off social media, easily convert sales and build systems. I love systems, automation, and funnels to run your business, then this is definitely for you. Okay, so if you're ready to take full responsibility for your success and you want access to coaches and experts and a community that can help, then this is definitely for you. If you need handholding and you want, you're not willing to do the work, then this is not for you then. Okay, so we're going to be doing smart work and we're going to be doing fun work. All right, and this is also not a 90-day or a 12-week program. You can see results as little as 30 days or even 24 hours. Like if you use the Facebook group growth strategy, you can literally see results within a few hours. So it's a blueprint. It's a save you time roadmap that gives you the step-by-step strategies on how to set up your own customer attraction system, generate hundreds of leads for you per week, tell you what to offer them, how to nurture them, and how to close them, right? Because if you don't have daily leads coming in, if you don't have a daily pipeline of sales, right? Like how can you run a business? Because that doesn't involve you constantly being in it, because 2 to 3% of people are ready to buy. So you want to have a system that's constantly nurturing your audience and staying top of mind so that when someone is ready to buy, they're going to think of you. Oftentimes, a lot of us send a lot of traffic to our website and businesses, and we just don't even do anything. We don't even capture that traffic, which is the worst part. Or if we do capture that traffic, we don't even nurture them. So we don't stay top of mind. And when they're ready to buy, they go to someone else. And I do this without having to pump out a ton of content, right? And being stuck on social media 24/7. Like it's been 90 days. I have 44 posts. I don't even I don't post every day. Okay. I use systems and I use automation to get my time back. And I have so many busy moms and entrepreneurs who still work a 9 to 5 that are crushing this course because I made it bite-sized and actionable. Any strategy, roadmap, step-by-step guide that you need, I already put it in the course so that you don't have to create one, write it, or figure it out. No more worrying if you're going to buy a course that just ends up collecting dust in your digital inbox. Like that sucks, right? So you can see here from Ashley, who is so amazing. She says this progress is insane. I even started out super slowly because of busy AF mom, right? And it's still exploded. I break everything down so it's easy to understand, and you can do it in bite-sized pieces if you're as busy as me. So yeah. And most importantly, which is the hugest thing I think is the most amazing part, is that I give you the exact copies of my lead generation and sales systems, my email automation, my content strategy, caption formulas, and more. And I teach you why it's important and show you how to make it and get it set up for yourself. But also, you don't even have to worry about setting up because you get an exact copy of all of my funnels and automation. So you just plug it in and adjust it for yourself. Okay. So you don't have to waste time trying to figure out how to set it up or anything like that. Or, you can hire someone, but instead of having them do it from scratch, they already have a roadmap. They're just like plugging it in, right? And you customize it for your own business. So you will have your own automated funnels with high value content to drive traffic literally in a matter of days. Okay. So when your systems are in place, your business will work for you without you. So you have more time to actually do the things that you love in your life and in your business, right? And not have to do things because you have to. That means you don't have to spend every day trying to promote with like the hopes of, just making a few sales to make ends meet. And then all of a sudden the bills come again and you're like, oh, I gotta make more sales. Like nobody wants that, right? So what you get with the follower to sales automated systems, your time back. Most people have to promote every day to keep sales flowing. With systems, you don't have to, right? You finally get time freedom you wanted when you started your business. How many people start their business and instead of working a 9 to 5, you work a 24/7? Okay. You have no predictability. You have like a 9 to 5 at least gives you a stable income. You're guaranteed that check every 2 weeks. So as long as you show up with a 24/7 entrepreneur life, you don't have that. But systems are going to give you your time back and your predictability. Okay. Business benefits. You'll be able to predict and manage your money better and optimize and troubleshoot your processes. You'll actually be able to see what your business looks like so that you don't, move in fear, you move in confidence. This is also how you get daily and steady consistent sales by funneling that traffic, capturing it, actually nurturing it so that every single day someone is reaching the point where they're ready to purchase. And that's how you grow and scale. Okay. And you don't have to do all the work. You got to just set your systems up and nurture and take care of them. And most importantly, you get lifestyle benefits. So you show up because it feels good, not because you have to. Systems are perfect if you consider yourself an introvert or honestly, you just like don't want to do, like you don't want to have to do things and constantly show up just to make a sale. So if you don't want to have to go live, you don't have to show your face all the time. Like systems work amazing with my personality and allow my words and story to do the connection. And when I want to show up, I can do it in a genuine way, not feel fake trying to do it for the gram. So now I'm going to show you how to actually do that for yourself too. Okay. So stop leaving money on the table. No more wasting time and money sending traffic to a site that doesn't convert. No more stop not collecting your customer data so they go off somewhere and purchase with someone else because you didn't have a system to stay top of mind. I'm going to show you how to set up your own customer attraction system that will generate hundreds of leads per week, what to offer them, how to nurture them, and most importantly, how to close them. Okay. Daily and consistent sales. So at the end of followers to sales, you will effortlessly sell without selling by creating content that converts, pipelining it down to your automated systems and funnels. You're going to establish know, like, trust, and sales all at the same time and post only when you want to. You are going to attract ready to buy, pay in full followers. No more offering discounts just to chase a sale. Okay. No more being a discount dealer. No more feeling discouraged or bummed out because you're like, I can't make a sale. It's not working. Your customers will be super excited when they are checking out. Okay. Put your engagement on autopilot and make social media algorithms work for you so you can spend your time building real relationships and brand loyal fans. Because I teach you how to do this also on Facebook as well.